So in this video, we're going to be talking about how discrimination relates to the aging of the workforce. There are a lot of different types of discrimination that can occur, including discrimination based on sex or genetic information or religion or race. But in this video, maybe not too surprisingly, we're going to focus on age discrimination as well as discrimination based on somebody's disability, because after all, these two things are related in a few important ways. First of all, both older workers and disabled workers have to face persistent, negative, and inaccurate attitudes about their value to the organization, despite overwhelming evidence that both older workers and workers with disabilities add a lot of value to the organizations that they work for through high levels of loyalty, through job performance, and generally through overall value that's influenced by older workers' knowledge and experience that they accumulate over the years. Secondly, age and disability are related in the sense that there are laws on the books to encourage labor force participation both among older workers and among disabled workers by eliminating and preventing barriers to employment. The Age Discrimination in Employment Act aims to prevent discrimination based solely on age, and the Americans with Disabilities Act aims to prevent disability-related discrimination. The ADEA applies to workers who are over the age of 40, and the ADA applies to anyone who has a disability that's related to some sort of physical limitation, some sort of mental health condition, or some sort of disease. Now we know that these two things are related, right? Physical, mental, and disease-related disabilities tend to become more common with age, in particular more common among people who are over the age of 40. So it may not come as a huge surprise that sometimes when a worker files a claim against his or her employer for discrimination, that claim could refer both to the Age Discrimination in Employment Act and the Americans with Disabilities Act. These claims are referred to as joint claims or joint filings. And like we said before, a third way that age and disability are related is because disability tends to increase with age. And so it makes sense that certain types of discrimination, whether it be related to disability or age, tend to increase with age as well. Now, here's some data from the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, which is the government agency that enforces discrimination laws. These are the top 5 types of disabilities cited in discrimination claims under the Americans with Disabilities Act or under joint filings with the Age Discrimination in Employment Act. I'll give you a second to take a look at the table, but as you'll see, there's definitely some overlap here. So when we think about potential ways to prevent both the disabilities and the discrimination related to disabilities, the solutions fall into a couple of buckets. The most common types of disabilities cited in these claims could be addressed with universal design, human factors engineering, and better ergonomics, whereas the other types of disabilities cited most commonly with discrimination claims could be addressed both with disease management programs and worksite wellness programs, as well as more flexibility on the job to manage diseases once they manifest. In fact, if we're interested in preventing discrimination in the workplace based on age or on disability, it's really helpful to think about the principles of universal design. Because by its very nature, universal design doesn't discriminate between older workers and younger workers, or between workers who are disabled and workers who aren't disabled. You can learn about the principles of universal design in another video, but the principles of universal design are most commonly applied to the design of the physical work environment and physical objects, including the ergonomics, lighting, noise levels, and flooring material in a workspace. Universal design principles can also be applied to work policies. As you can learn about in another video, time and place management policies can be designed to benefit older workers who are caring for aging parents, as well as younger workers who are raising children. Worksite wellness programs can be designed to be universal as well. After all, there's a fair amount of overlap between disease prevention and disease management programs. For example, promoting physical activity is an important component of both prevention and disease management. Offering or requiring training on age discrimination in the workplace to all workers can potentially reduce age discrimination. Ultimately, though, the best way to prevent discrimination in the workplace is to create a culture of inclusion that values workers for what they bring to the workplace.